Here's Brody Brazil.
Okay, I'm about to show you some photos that I've been sitting on for more than 30 years. I've had every opportunity over the decades and social media to share these photos, but I just never did it because I wasn't sure what the reception was going to be like. And I also understand now I'm doing this in a very interesting time because between the A's and Giants, and obviously the A's I was very well connected to, what is even the rivalry anymore between these two teams? There's a lot of transitional elements here, so I don't even understand that, and that's why I guess maybe now I feel like it's the okay time to put this out, and I still realize some people are going to flip out here. But I hope this gives you a better representation of who I am, just somebody who grew up loving sports in the Bay Area because, yeah, that's me in the 90s as a one-time bat boy for the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park. Yes, indeed, that's my own glove, my own cleats. Had the opportunity because a friend of mine on my Little League team, his dad was a Giants team photographer. He had the opportunity over the course of the summer to get me out there and have me help out. I did all the clubhouse stuff. Bat boy during the game, before the game, hanging up jerseys, after the game, doing some laundry. First time dealing with jock straps in my life, I think, and knocking all the dirt off players' cleats and polishing them after the fact. It was a long day, but it was such a cool opportunity. And again, the connection was I got to do this through the Giants because of the team photographer's son who I was friends with. Anyway, it's something that I'll never forget. I've got some very cool photos here to document it. And before we get to more of those photos, I actually want to give you a little bit more history and a little bit more perspective. This game, and I didn't even remember the date. I had to go back and do some research on box scores. August 1st, 1992, the Braves went up 5-0, and then the Giants scored 3 runs late to make it a 5-3 final score. 31,000 plus, almost 32,000 out at Candlestick on this day. A game that went 2 hours and 53 minutes. It was 70 degrees, beautiful day in the Bay Area. And the home plate umpire, Dana DeMuth, I mention that because you're about to see photos of me handing Mr. DeMuth some baseballs. By the way, he just recently retired. He lasted all the way until 2019 as a Major League Baseball umpire. So just kind of crazy how here we were in the 90s and I got this chance, and I'll never forget it. John Smoltz was Atlanta's winning pitcher in that game. He got the victory over Bud Black. Mark Leonard hit a home run. You're going to see why that's important in just a second. And at this point, the Giants had a 50-53 record, so they were kind of flirting with 500. Season took a nasty turn at the end. And then the Braves, 59-42, they actually went on to win the NL West. Wait, what? The Atlanta Braves in the NL West? Do you remember that, right? You're all old enough to remember that. Yeah, this is so crazy to me. These are the NL West standings. Atlanta in the West. Here, let me do some red here. Atlanta, Cincinnati, San Diego obviously should be there. The Houston Astros, now they're in the AL West right now, but even that feels a little bit awkward. But they've always been in a West Division conundrum. I guess the one positive to take away from all this, Giants well ahead of the Dodgers in the standings. Always nice to beat LA, at least when they're in last place and you're in second to last. But right, a crazy 1992 NL West division. And of course, this was the year right before San Francisco turned things around and got Barry Bonds. Players on this team included Robbie Thompson, Will Clark, Willie McGee, Jeff Brantley, Rod Beck, Matt Williams, Jose Uribe, Darren Lewis, Kurt Manwaring, Royce Clayton, and some others. So they were about to encounter some really good times. And yes, this was several years after that World Series loss when they got swept by the A's in 1989. So they were trying to retool. Little did they know that their situation was about to get a lot better when Barry Bonds joined the team. But there I was doing my bat boy duties. And I'll never forget being so nervous when the umpire would flash up like a 3. So I'd bring out 3 baseballs. I also find it crazy to look back and just look at Candlestick first off. Shout out, by the way, Wendell Kim, who's running out there to go coach third base, I assume, between innings. But like a Marlboro sign. Something that I didn't think twice about growing up seeing. And for decades, cigarettes were advertised, no problem. You don't see a lot of gas stations, I don't think, as much anymore. Well, I guess I'd take it back, maybe Chevron, but a Union 76, I don't see them as much anymore. But look at that crowd at Candlestick right there. So I was just, you can't tell it on my face, but so nervous right there to be like, here you go, Mr. Umpire, here's your baseballs, and get the heck out of there. I don't know. Something about me being 11 years old at the time. And how about this? The Marlboro Cowboy is out there, an advertisement for Budweiser, the old monochrome scoreboard out there, the out-of-town scoreboard. Here's another thing that fascinates me. As much as the media world and landscape has changed in the last 30 plus years, how about two broadcast powerhouses that are staying strong throughout all the times here? KNBR radio in San Francisco and KTVU television out of Oakland serving the entire Bay Area. Like, that's awesome to me that of everything that changes, especially in my media world, there are two entities, and KNBR had the chance to work with them. And of course, when I worked for KICU, they were co-owned by KTVU, so worked for them already technically too. Little did this little kid know some of the cool things that were going to come along his way. At this point, I thought this was probably the coolest thing that I'd ever get to do. There you go, another close-up. Mr. DeMuth was probably looking at me like, okay, kid, get out of here. And that was the other thing, right? Like, you just did not want to interfere with anything going on in this baseball game. The on-deck circle, the dugout, players' routines and superstitions. How about the gameplay? Like, could you imagine if you ran out there to grab the bat or give some baseballs at the wrong time? Yeah, I mean, I think you could majorly screw things up. Here's a classic one, right? I mean, you could look at Juan Uribe over here, and there's some other players, but look who I am standing right next to there. Johnny B. Baker, Dusty Baker, Giants manager, who I'm pretty sure you got to look close. Is that a toothpick in his mouth? It absolutely is Dusty Baker style with the toothpick in his mouth, the wristbands on. And, you know, age 11, I'm not sure that I fully understood the magnitude of this. By the way, there's Leonard because he just hit the 9th inning homer. So we were like, okay, finally get to high five somebody. But just look at this for a second. Me in the high five line of the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park. So as the turntables turn here with baseball in the Bay Area, I just want to point out for those of you who think, oh, what does this guy know about the Giants, or, he's an A's guy. I know a lot of you have seen me as the A's guy, and of course, that was my allegiance growing up. I'm from Castro Valley, grew up in the East Bay. There's no question about it. But sports and obviously baseball have been the bigger constants for me than just more my job and my allegiance. I just wanted to share these, and I don't know if I feel like better about this or I can finally share these with you. Again, I've been sitting on these photos for a very long time and just never put them out. And I don't know why now. I felt like it was the right time to do it, but this is when I'm choosing to do it. John Smoltz out on the Candlestick Mound. I always liked these seats up there, that family pavilion in right field. I always thought that was very cool. And obviously this is where the seats used to come out there for 49ers games. But yeah, I mean, just delivering baseballs all game long and grabbing the bats and taking care of the on-deck circles and the donuts and the pine tar and all of that. How do you think I've aged, by the way? Do I look the same right there? I'll try to make that face. Similar, huh? I mean, you can kind of see it at 11 years old what I was going to look like as an adult. I asked that question because I think about it as a dad right now with my own son. How he looks right now, like what's he going to look like when he's teenager or adult, anything like that. Anyway, I'm getting way off track here. I just wanted to share that. Just be kind in the comments. I just wanted to share that and to show you more of who I was and the experience. Again, that was a one-time opportunity. It was a very cool experience. And I loved Candlestick Park. Never had anything tremendous against the Giants. I got a lot of friends these days that work over there, obviously. Their manager, their third baseman, a couple other people on the inside that work on the team staff. You know, it's not like that. I know fans hate each other and there's the rivalry. But again, that rivalry, I don't even know what that is anymore. Battle of the Bay can't be really for the time being right now. So we're all a little bit confused. Maybe that's why I felt like this was a good time to share. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thumbs up on this video. That'll greatly help me and this video and this channel. And while you're here, real quick before this video ends, go down there, make sure you're already subscribing to this channel. That way I definitely get to see you back here next time.